In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use the Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster. The Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster is split into two parts. One part lets you record shipments into JobMaster and invoice one job at a time. The other part lets you record shipments into JobMaster and invoice multiple jobs at the same time. This video will cover the part of the Shipping and Invoicing section where you can invoice one job at a time. For a video demonstration of the part of the Shipping and Invoicing section where you can invoice multiple jobs at once, watch the next video in this series. To access the Shipping and Invoicing section of JobMaster, click on the Ship or Invoice or Certify button on the main menu. Immediately after this, a small window will pop up with two buttons, Single Job and Multiple Job. Since we're showing you how to use the Single Job part of the Shipping and Invoicing section, we'll click on the Single Job button. Now, this takes us to the Open Jobs for Shipping window. Notice that there are two grids in this window. The top grid lists all of the jobs that have not been shipped or have only been partially shipped. For each job here, the following information is displayed: the job number, the customer who the job is for, a description of the part that's being manufactured, the quantity that was ordered, the quantity that's been shipped so far, and the quantity that's still remaining to be shipped. If you click on one of the jobs, then all of the shipments for that job will display in the bottom grid. For each shipment that's displayed, you can see the shipment number, the quantity that was shipped, the invoice for that shipment, and the date on which the shipment was made. At the upper right part of the window, there's a field called Filter List of Jobs by Customer. This lets you display only the jobs for a particular customer in the list. If you enter a customer's ID into that field and then press the Enter key, the list will be filtered so that only jobs for the customer you specified will be displayed in the list. Notice that below that field there is a Locate Job Number field. If you enter a job number into the Locate Job Number field and then press the Enter key, then the job which you entered will be located and selected. If there's no job corresponding to the number you typed, then you'll get a message saying that the job you're looking for does not exist. At the right part of the window, there are also two buttons called Open Jobs and All Jobs. If you click on the Open Jobs button, this makes it so the list of jobs displays only the jobs that have not been shipped at all or have only been partially shipped. If you click on the All Jobs button, this makes it so the list of jobs displays all jobs, even those for which the entire quantity of the job has been shipped to the customer. At the bottom right part of the window, there's a Shipping Reports panel with three buttons that represent three different reports you can print. The first button is the Shipping Report button. This button lets you print a report that shows you all of the shipments that have been made within a certain date range. The date range is entered into the two fields called Start Date and End Date. The date is entered into both fields in the format of the two-digit month, followed by the two-digit day, followed by the four-digit year. Once you've entered the date range, then you can click on the Shipping Report button to print the report. As you can see, each shipping record is displayed in this report. The following information is displayed for each shipping record: the date of the shipment, the customer it was shipped to, the shipping method used, and the account number, the number of the original sales order, the job number, the quantity ordered, the quantity contained in that shipment, and the quantity still remaining to be shipped. For now, we'll close this report to demonstrate the other two reports in the Shipping Reports panel. The next report you can print shows you all of the shipments for each job within a date range and the number of the invoice for each shipment. As with the shipping report, you must first enter a date range before you can use this report. Once you've entered the date range, then click on the Shipped/Invoice button. Each page on this report shows all of the shipments for a single job. You can use the arrow buttons on the report toolbar to move through the pages. The following information is shown for each shipment: the invoice number for the shipment, the date on which the shipment was made, the shipping method used, the quantity that was shipped for the part in the job, and the total cost to the buyer of the parts in the shipment. An invoice number of 0 means that no invoice has been created for that shipment yet. We'll go ahead and close this report and move on to the next one. The final report under the Shipping Reports panel is the Commission Report button. This report shows all of the invoices for each salesperson and the amount of commission they earned on each one. Like the previous reports we've demonstrated, first you have to enter the date range into the Start Date and End Date fields. Then click on the Commission Report button. This will open the report. All of the invoices on this report are grouped together by the salesperson who originally made the sale. The following information is shown for each invoice: the customer, the number of the original sales order, the invoice number, the total of the invoice, the salesperson's commission rate, and the total commission they earned on the invoice. At the top right of the report, the total commission earned from all salespeople is totaled. We'll close this report now and move on. Now we'll demonstrate how to create shipments for jobs and invoice customers. To create a shipment for a job, first click on the job to select it. Then click on the New button at the bottom left part of the window. This will open a window at which you can enter the information for the new shipment. The field at the very top of the window shows the job number that this shipment is for. Under that, there are 3 fields showing the part number of the part that's being shipped, the lot number, and the description of the part. You can type a number into the lot number field. At the right, there are 5 more fields: the shipment number, the original sales order number, the revision number of the sales order, the ID of the customer that the shipment is going to, and the salesperson who completed the original sale. To the left, the billing and shipping addresses are displayed. You can type a person's name in the attention field for each address. Notice that there are 2 tabs on this window, the Shipment and Invoice tabs. We'll go over the Shipment tab first. There's an Invoice tab in this window because you can also create an invoice for the shipment here, which we'll demonstrate later in this video. For now, we'll go over the Shipment tab. This is where you enter the details about the shipment. At the top left of the area under the tab, there's a Quantity to Ship field. This is where you enter the quantity of the part that you want to ship. Below that is the Quantity Due field. This field automatically fills in with the quantity that's still remaining to be shipped, minus what you entered in the Quantity to Ship field. The Quantity Shipped field automatically fills in with the quantity that's been shipped so far, plus the amount you entered into the Quantity to Ship field. The Order Quantity field just shows the total amount of the part that was ordered by the customer. To the right, there are fields that let you enter the weight of the shipment, the number of boxes or cartons in the shipment, who the shipment was packed by, and who checked it. Next, there's a field that shows the packing slip number. Below that, there's the date of the shipment, which you can change if you want. Next, there's a field that displays the shipping method. This field automatically fills in with the shipping method specified in the original sales order. However, you can change the shipping method here if needed. To the right, there are 2 large Notes fields. The first is the Shipment Notes field. Here you can enter any notes about the shipment. The Customer Shipping Notes field automatically fills in with the notes that were entered for this shipping location in the customer directory. Once you've entered all of the information for the shipment, you can print out a packing slip by clicking on the Packing Slip button at the lower left corner of the window. Printing the packing slip will save the shipment, so do not print the packing slip unless you're sure you want to save the shipment. Once you're finished entering all of the information for the shipment and want to enter it into JobMaster, then click on the OK button. Otherwise, click on the Cancel button to exit back to the list of jobs without saving the shipment. At this point, we'll click neither OK nor Cancel so that we can demonstrate a few more items on the shipping window. At the bottom of the window, there's a Certificate button which takes you to an area of the program where you can create and print certificates of conformance. You enter the text of the certification statement in the field at the bottom of the window. You can also select a pre-written certification statement using the drop-down box just above the field where you enter the statement. Watch the video on entering data lists to learn how to enter pre-written certification statements. You also have the option of including 2 data fields on the certification statement with custom names. The names and data for these custom fields are entered above where you enter the text for the certification statement. After you've entered all of the information for the certification statement, then click on the Print button to print it. The next thing we'll demonstrate is how to create invoices. First, click on the Invoice tab, which will open up an area where you enter the information for the invoice. However, keep in mind that here you can only invoice a single shipment. For a demonstration on how to invoice multiple shipments from multiple jobs, see the next video in this series. At the top left part of the invoice area, the invoice number is shown. To the right is the Freight on Board field, where you can enter where the shipment is on board. To the right of that is a drop-down box where you select the terms of payment which you and the customer have agreed upon. The terms from the original sales order are automatically selected here, although they can be changed. Below those three fields are three more that automatically fill in which show the quantity that's being shipped, the unit price for each part in the shipment, and the total cost to the customer of all the parts in the shipment. Now, below all of this is where you apply any discounts or tax to the invoice. To the left and under the quantity to be shipped field, there's a checkbox called Taxable Job. If you put a check in this box, that means that the job is taxable, and you can add tax to the total amount on the invoice. Notice that there are two columns here, one called Tax Total Price and another called Non-Tax Total Price. If the Taxable Job checkbox is checked, then the price of all the parts in the shipment is put into the Tax Total Price column. Notice that there are areas where you can apply both a discount and a tax to the total price of the parts. If you entered a discount and a tax amount in the sales order for this part, that amount is automatically entered here. Of course, if you uncheck the Taxable Job checkbox, then there is no place to enter the tax. You'll see there is also a field where you can enter the shipping price as well. As with the discount and tax amounts, if you entered a shipping amount in the sales order for this part, then that will automatically be entered here. The total price on the invoice is shown in the Grand Total field. After you've entered all of the information for the invoice, then you can generate and print the invoice by clicking on the Invoice button. As when printing the packing slip, generating and printing the invoice saves the shipment into JobMaster. The last thing we need to mention on this window is the View and Print Invoice button. If you click on this button, this brings up a list of all of the invoices that have been created so far. You can print the entire list shown here by using the Print List button. Notice that for each invoice shown here, the original sales order from which it came is shown. If there are multiple sales orders shown, that means that the invoice was generated from multiple jobs from different sales orders. For a demonstration of how to create multiple job invoices, see the next video in this series. If you'd like to view, edit, or print one of the invoices here, you can do so by clicking on one of the invoices to select it, and then clicking on the View Invoice button. This will open up another window where you can see all of the details for the invoice, make changes to the invoice, and print the invoice. This window is the one in which multiple job invoices are usually displayed, so a complete description of how to view this window is done in the next video in this series. For now, we'll click on the OK button to exit from here, and then the Close button to exit from the list of invoices. Now we're back at the shipment window. As mentioned before, we can click on the OK button to save the shipment and exit back to the window which lists all of the jobs. We can also edit an existing shipment by clicking on it to select it, and then clicking on the Edit button. This will open up a window where you can edit the details of the shipment. You cannot change the quantity for the shipment, although you can change other information for the shipment and adjust the discount, tax, and shipping amounts on the invoice. When you've finished making any changes to the shipment or the invoice, click on the OK button to save your changes and exit back to the window listing the jobs, or click on the Cancel button to exit without saving. You can also delete shipments as well. To delete a shipment, just select it by clicking on it, and then click on the Delete button. A window will pop up asking you if you really want to delete the shipment. Click on the Yes button to delete the shipment, or click on the No button to cancel. Click on the Close button to return to the JobMaster main menu.